Hey y'all, Dylan here. Today I'm going to walk you through an AI agent system that can help you gather an unlimited amount of leads for your business. And you don't need to pay expensive third-party providers for this. All you need to have is the N8N system, a connection to OpenAI, and a Google Sheet. I'm going to walk you through the entire process, but first, let me show you a demo of exactly how this thing works. All right, we are here. And this is N8N, and this is the agent that we have set up right now. We're going to put in a request, and we're going to type in this. So here's the prompt we're going to put in. Get me a list of leads of barbershops from 10 cities in Orange County, California. I'm going to hit enter just like that. We're going to see that this is empty right here, but what it's going to be doing in the background, as we go over to it, it's now being triggered with our automation, and we can see that this automation right here is now going across. We're going to be scraping all of the leads through this process, and you can see right here, we have already gathered a number of different emails coming in here. So now that you've seen it working, let me walk you through exactly how this process is set up. At a high level, we are requesting leads from the AI agent. It's doing a multiple city search for us in the county that we choose. It then passes that through to 2 automated workflows and then extracts out the data from Google Maps, identifies the addresses, and then stores it into the database. At a deeper level, you can see this Google Map breakdown workflow. So we make a request to Google Maps. We then go to the website for each of the businesses. We identify the emails, and then we store that inside of a storage database, which we're calling Google Spreadsheets right now for us. Now, walking through this process, we have this on-chat trigger. That is a simple on-track trigger that we're using right here. We can see in here the request that it's making going through this process right here. But what we're going to do here is look at the step-by-step. Now, this section right here is an AI agent. The way that you can get those, if you type in here and you type in AI agent, just like this, you can see that this created a layout right here for us for an AI agent. And what we have is the chat model, which is the intelligence, which we're using OpenAI. We're using memory, and then we're going to have tools. So it needs to, these are kind of the components of an AI system. We need to have the ability to have some sort of intelligence, OpenAI, way to hold that and store that in memory, and then different tools. The tools that we're going to be using are 2 pieces, a structured output parser, which helps us put it into proper JSON, and then it's going to be the automated workflow that we're going to be sending this off to, which is on the other sections. Now, if we look at these individually, OpenAI, the way that you set this up is you put in your OpenAI key, and it connects to this account. The way that you can do that is you just go to platform.openai.com, and you could simply add that in. So this is what that looks like. Type in platform, you go to your dashboard, you click API keys, click create a new secret key, you type in tester key, I hit create secret key, I copied that secret key, then brought it over to here where you can go inside, create new account, simply paste in that API key, call it whatever you want, and then hit save. You can always rename it here to make it easier for you. So let's just call this one example. Hit save, boom. You have now connected your OpenAI key. Now, we'll tell you, in order to have these API keys work from OpenAI, you do need to put some credits in the system. So once you have that set up, you then have a memory over here, and that is a simple memory section in here if we want to connect those together. You can do that by hitting this plus sign, go to window buffer memory, drag it on, and now you can have this connected for memory. In terms of the structured output parser, that is again over here, that we can go over here, and if I was to click on this, type in structured memory output parser, a structured output parser, drag it over here, and you can see this is saying, okay, how do you want to have this data outputted? What do we want this to look like exactly? And we can see here is if we click on this example, it shows us basically a JSON format of the system of what we want to have here, with the key pair values being state is California, cities is Los Angeles. We don't want that format. So instead, we fed it new formats. And this is another JSON, but we're showing it its query, which is the search term, and then Hollywood plus barbershop. This is so when we go into Google Maps, it can pull that data across and be able to send that over. So let's delete this. Going over here to Google Maps, we can title this, here it says Google Map Scrapes, and we're giving it the description of call this tool when asking to get leads from Google Maps. And then here is where we're going to be calling that next automation flow. So we call this Google Map Scraping Part 1, and you can see that this is Google Map Scraping Part 1. This is being brought over to here. And so when we're calling this from a list, if we just type in Google Maps scraping from this list right here, Google Maps scraping part 1, like this, it will then call this process. Now here, we're going to run this workflow. And with this part 1 scraping, what we're going to be doing with this is we're primarily going to be looping through each city request, like Garden Grove barbershops, Orange barbershops, Tustin barbershops. And it's going to be looping through here, and it's going to be executing these one at a time. And all this is going to be doing is looping through each request that we have in that JSON order. And then we're going to be sending it, looping through here, to this third and final automation that we have in place, which starts when a scraper's workflow. So this is being started through this process of the number part 1. This is going to get a hit across here. And right now we're going to be doing is we're going to be making a HTTP request here of a GET method. And what we're putting in here is the Google Maps search, and then with equals JSON query. This JSON query is coming over from the initial AI agent that is sending over these query requests, and we're telling it to structure its output just like this. Okay, so you can see the structured output coming back in. Now, once this loops through part 1, it's going to send it off here to part 2, where we have this Google HTTP request with the query coming through. The next one is we're going to be scraping the URL to get the websites, and what we're going to be using inside of here is this regex that we can see right here, just like this. This regex is going to be pulling through and using this to pull up the URLs of what we're looking for. Now we're going to filter that because we don't want all the random Google G-statics and all those other ones inside of here. So what we're going to do right here is we're saying, just like this here, is say we're looking for things that do not match this type of schema, right? The G-statics, the Google Maps. So we should only be getting URL for business websites. We're then going to remove any duplicates with this remove duplicates functions. And we're going to loop through this process and make website HTTP requests, which means we're going to be getting the URL link of, let's just say, Bob's Barbershops or Johnny's Barbershops. And we're going to be looping through that, and we're going to be pulling out and extracting all of that data. And we're going to be going through that process, and we're going to be scraping for the emails. And inside here, you can see we have this format in place that allows us to be able to scrape for emails. So email regex, and this says only look for these things that match this. And this allows us to gather just the emails that we want from that. We're going to then aggregate them into an array. So we're going to have an array of emails, split that into default data structure, remove any duplicates, this is just a module inside of here that you can type in remove duplicates, just like that. And then you're going to do another filter for irrelevant emails. So if we want to cut out different things that don't make sense inside of here, we can cut out any of the other emails that don't make sense inside of here and say remove anything that are like this. And then we are connecting up here to the Google spreadsheet that we have in place here, and then simply mapping those emails to the output inside of Google Maps. So we get something like this. And that's it. That is the exact process on how you can build your own AI agent to be able to gather you an unlimited amount of leads for whatever target market you are going after. Now, if you have any questions or comment, put them down below. If you thought this was valuable, please give this a like and subscribe. And if you want me to build a system like this for you, there is a link in my description. You can book a meeting with me and we can have a conversation about that. Thank you so much. Have a great day. Much love, and I'll see you on the other side. Bye now.